chapter 195 of JJK. Started out goofy. I thought I was gonna have like a Takaba chapter, but we definitely did not have that. By the middle portion, things just got really interesting and some really cool foreshadowing with Dido and Maki. So let's go ahead and just get right into it. Before I get into the parts that were important and pretty eye-opening, we got two new characters, and I want to talk about the sumo guy first because he didn't have much to really talk about in regards to this chapter. But his name is Mio Rokujushi. He loves sumo wrestling, and he just goes around and looks for someone he can wrestle with because no one wants to sumo wrestle with him. And I just found it funny how he literally stays in his sumo garb, basically damn near naked in like the Yokozuna look. It was pretty funny seeing that. He's even asking like kids, women, and the elderly to just wrestle with him, and that was pretty funny. And the reason he came to Tokyo is because he heard sumo wrestling on TV. As he literally jumps and breaks through this old lady's patio door, and he sees them on TV, gets inspired to go to Tokyo, and he's on his way. And he went completely the wrong direction because of the whole name change and all of that. I swear that reminded me of like Zoro. Whenever Zoro always get lost. Now, I'm not expecting too much from this guy other than helping develop Maki and to bring some lighthearted entertainment. Also, he has a simple domain at the end of the chapter, it looks like, and he literally lays out like the sumo ring rope. It's pretty interesting how sumo has been referenced prior to this character, like twice. In Tokyo Colony 1 with Yuji, when he was remembering what Tengen was explaining to him about the non-lethal domains and how a sumo match was used as a reference to help describe that. And then the other being when Maki was using Shiranui Gata, I probably butchered that, but it was a technique used by Yokozunas on Naoya in their first fight. So Mio's character being centered around sumo was something I'm sure Gege has been waiting to do. Now for the Katana guy, whose name is Dido Hagane. Man, I thought he was going to be similar to Mio in that he was going to be in somewhat of a gag character or someone who's just like really gimmicky. But Dido is going to be pretty vital in helping Maki understand how to use the sword given to her by Mai and how to fully utilize the body she has right now. Similar to Toji, because Toji would do the little things that sorcerers forget about, like using your five senses and whatnot. But Dido is, from what I presume, a reincarnated sorcerer, and the katana to him represents the very soul of a Japanese man. But that's probably how it was hundreds of years ago. Also, I gotta say, I like how Gege referenced and shouted out some other anime series in here. While Dido was looking for a katana, he found a sword katana, and he did the Tanjiro first form water breathing. That was pretty cool, even though I'm not really big on Demon Slayer. But either way, I think it's cool how Gege kind of throws those in. And then there's the Pokemon reference with Mio in the beginning too. He's done some other ones too, especially like with the Akari one. And it's just, honestly, it's like a charmer thing that he does at times. I like he kind of like gives respect to his peers. On to the main situation at hand. So Maki comes back quicker than she said she was. She comes back in 3 minutes instead of 5 to help Narutoshi, yet he knows she needs to go back to outside of the colony to continue healing. And Dido calls out Maki for having a katana, and her sword, from the looks of it, goes to Dido, like it just jumps out of her hands. Everyone is shocked to see this because Dido with a katana emits this presence and it has nothing to do with cursed energy, and he's the incarnation of a nameless swordsman who is brutally unmatched in skill and only fights with swordsmanship. No cursed energy. He literally can't even see Naoya. He just knows he's there. Very similar to like heavily restriction. I don't know. I'm starting to think that he doesn't actually have that. I think he's actually a regular person or a regular swordsman who is just so strong, and he was incredibly skilled that he could match up with like a cursed spirit with his presence of absolute lethality. This was raw as hell. I gotta say that. This at the end of the day, raw as hell. And he's literally slicing up Naoya. He cuts a piece of his shell in a great panel, mind you. He dodges one of Naoya's attacks and Naoya hits the building. And the most surprising thing is that he slices Naoya in half. Literally cuts like the bottom half of him clean. This was an impressive showcase of swordsmanship. The key part about all of this though is that Maki notices she's not emitting the power that Dido is, yet he's wielding the same sword as her. This man literally cannot see Naoya, yet he's overwhelming him right now. Meanwhile, Maki's struggling. And now I'm gonna get this out the way really quick. No, he is not stronger than her, and plus Naoya is off guard and confused right now. You know, it's just a lot going on. But another key thing about this is Dido's quote in response to not seeing spirits. Yes, I can't see it, but if you can see everything else beside it, then isn't that the same as seeing it? And Maki's thinking about that, and she's wondering, what is she not seeing? That's everything in regards to this chapter this week. And honestly, I got a lot more out of it than I really thought I was going to get. I thought we were going to get, you know, like I said, a chapter like 169, where it was mostly about comedy and Takaba. But Dido is going to be an interesting old sorcerer because he's going to be helping out Maki and Noritoshi. And I like what he brought in general. A traditional swordsman doesn't use cursed energy, yet is incredibly strong. That even with no cursed energy, people can feel his aura and presence. The sword that Maki has right now, very mysterious, because even though we know it's something that Maki created, there are still things we don't fully know about yet. Choosing its wielder, I wonder, like, has that always been a thing that he just chooses? But then there was a moment where he felt like he was being embarrassed. I kind of want to know just a little bit more about that. I feel like we are in the next chapter, and Maki isn't using it to its fullest potential, as we know. Dido even said this is a bewitched blade from the way it felt. I'm telling you, every chapter there's something being set up, foreshadow or reveal, whether big or small, in these calling games. And as usual, I can't wait for the next chapter. And man, Gege's building it up. The moment Maki is fully her strongest she can be is going to be a really cool special moment. If you enjoyed this chapter, let me know in the comment section down below how you felt about it and how are you feeling about Dido and Mio. Leave a like on the video and subscribe. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.